Hello? Oh, hi, darling.
Half a world away, another day. So let's go play on the moon. It's a starry place. We embrace the space while we're miles away on the moon.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of On the Other Line. I am your host, Kelly Keegs. Today, we are again, unfortunately, pre-recording this episode because I am going back on the road with Barstool vs. America. Yes, I will be on an RV as we speak. Think of me right now. I'm certainly struggling at this point. I think I'll be about a week into the trip, and I'm going to be miserable. It's a miserable trip. It's a lot of fun, but it's also a ton of work and zero time alone. You just have 100% people in your face the entire time. So that is why we were doing this in advance. So I think the only natural topic to choose for today is reality TV. I love reality TV. Everybody that's watching this probably loves reality TV. There's so much to talk about. There are so many different kinds. There's just a lot going on. Gia, what's going on in the booth? How are you?
I'm good. The booth is dark today.
The booth is dark?
Yes. Wait, let's pull up the booth.
Tell them to get it together over there. What are they doing, leaving you in the dark?
I know.
It is dark, and happy birthday. Like, what's going on over there?
There's a lot going on over here, but I actually kind of like it, to be honest.
It's kind of nice. It is kind of like ooh.
It's very spooky.
Yeah.
Doesn't really fit the reality TV vibe.
That's okay. Reality TV can be spooky. You never know. You literally never know about it. But I think usually we talk a little bit about what's going on in the world. This will be outdated by next week, but right now going on and why I'm a little upset to be recording at this time is the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial is going on right now. I haven't been able to see any of it. Gia, have you seen? I've only seen clips of stuff. I haven't been able to watch any of it live. Have you been able to see?
Yeah, no, I haven't watched anything live, but I have seen clips. I've only just seen his friend that got cross-examined. The guy with that great accent. I don't know what his name was.
I don't either. I have no idea.
And yeah, just like random clips I've seen on TikTok. Yeah, it's something, because I think that that whole story is like fucking crazy. I think they obviously are like both animals. They're both insane. They're both ridiculous. But I think Amber Heard is, as of now, like taking the cake on crazy. And I think that Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, I don't know if she was like, catching film by film and lost all kinds of money because of her reputation because of this, but I know for a fact that Johnny Depp has lost a lot of shit because of this. He was written out of the Fantastic Beasts franchise. He was Gellert Grindelwald, who is like the villain. He's basically the Voldemort of the time, and he is no longer him. It's a new guy. The new movie, like Secrets of Dumbledore or whatever, had just come out. I haven't seen it yet. I was supposed to see it yesterday, and then I got too tired. So I'm excited to see it, but it is a new Grindelwald, so I don't really know how that's going to go for Johnny, if they're going to bring him back ever if they need him. Like, I don't know. So I do feel bad about that. I'm saying that now. I might eat my words. Maybe he's guilty and maybe he's a scumbag. So this is all up for interpretation. By now we will have probably known what happens. I'm excited to see. I'll be on the bus checking for updates constantly. So, that's what's going to happen. But apart from that reality, also something that just happened that I'm excited to see what happens moving forward is A$AP Rocky was just arrested at the airport coming back from Barbados with Rihanna. So they just can't catch a break.
They just can't. Like, I don't know what that means also. Like, Rihanna was in Barbados. I assumed that she was going to stay there till she gave birth. She's going to have a baby any minute. She's been pregnant for a long time, but she's also looked 8 months pregnant since Fashion Week.
Her in like the tan bathing suit top.
No.
She looked. Her belly has gotten so big, it's crazy. She could pop at any minute.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, and I feel like she's had that fully 8 months pregnant since Fashion Week. or maybe it's just because the way she's dressing is really accentuating it. I'm not sure what it is, but we don't know how long she's been pregnant. She hasn't said anything, so we really have no idea. So my interpretation of them both being in Barbados was that they were going to wait for her to have the baby down there. If she's still flying and coming back and forth, then maybe she's not even close. I don't know, but
yeah, I wonder if she was on. I think it was just him that was on the plane.
Interesting. I only read a headline. I didn't see. I only saw like a picture and a headline being like coming back from Barbados with Rihanna. So she could still be there. Who knows? Again, by the time you see this, like we'll all figure stuff out. But I just had to say something. They really can't catch a break. You're 100% right. Like shit is crazy for them right now. So I don't know. It's all drama all the time with celebrities. But moving on, let's set the mood and talk a little bit about reality TV. All right, fabulous. Now, I was doing a little research about reality TV itself, and I don't know why we're all so obsessed with it. I don't know why it can just keep churning out hit after hit. It doesn't really matter what the show is about. If it has some kind of reality angle, it's likely going to stick and people are probably going to watch it. And I think that there are all different types of reality TV, and I was trying to kind of put them into categories myself. And upon doing that, I was Googling. Turns out there are already categories of reality TV out there. And the first one is the dating reality, which is like The Bachelor, even more recently, probably like Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, which I just finished The Ultimatum. Oh my fucking God. Like, Gia, have you watched any of that yet?
No, I haven't watched Ultimatum, and I don't think I will, to be honest.
Gia, I'm telling you.
I've seen half of the plot on TikTok already, and I don't know, it just seems... and I usually like that kind of stuff. I don't know, it just seems a little bit too, like, fake to me. Like, I like Love is Blind.
Yeah.
But I feel like The Ultimatum is... These kids are like 20, they're like my age, like 22, 23.
Some of them, right.
Get married.
Some of them are young. If you were to see the show, so I just like binged it with my friends when I took a couple days off last week, went down to Florida with two of my good friends, and we every night were binging The Ultimatum. And it seems strange. The whole concept behind it is that there's one person in each couple that suggests this ultimatum. They bring their partner to this experiment and they tell them, like, by the end of this, I want to get married. I want to get married because I want to have kids right now. I want to get married because I want the security. There's a bunch of different reasons these people want to get married. A lot of it centers around kids. And they just, like, the people that are given the ultimatum, it's mostly all the guys. One or two of the girls was given the ultimatum, but they just, like, don't want to be there. But the twist of the experiment is that they break up, they like meet the other people that are in the experiment, also given ultimatums, also whatever. They break them all up and they make them live with someone else for 3 weeks. Like someone else who's not their significant other, someone else who's in the experiment, also either giving or receiving an ultimatum. So they like smush these people together and there are connections that are made. Like some people jump ship pretty quickly. Like you think going in like, oh, this is gonna be fake, these people are young, whatever. I don't think that these people are being fake at all. Like they're dead serious. There's this one girl, April, who's like dead fucking serious about kids. She's only 23, I think. And she's a little, she's a little annoying, but I think that she's dead fucking serious about what she wants out of this. And it's crazy all around. And I can't believe it's on TV and it's really awkward. And I think that Nick and Vanessa Lachey are starting to corner like some kind of new market of reality. Like I would say they would fall under this dating reality for sure, but this like really intimate, like binding love stuff, I think that they've really got that cornered right now. Like it's the most real, like awkwardness that I've seen, whereas The Bachelor has been on for a million years. And of course, I could talk about The Bachelor all day long. I do the other show, Cutting Stems, all about The Bachelor. I've been watching The Bachelor like my whole life. I think that at this point, The Bachelor has become really predictable. It's the same scenario every time. You all know what you're getting into. People go on there for clout. People go on there for love. People go on there for all different kinds of reasons. And they're pretty much faced with the same thing. They know ultimately it's going to be one person that they're vying for, and they just, they try to make it to the end, whether it's, sincere or not. And I wouldn't say that The Bachelor's gotten tired, but I do sometimes wish they could shake it up. But it being on network TV, it kind of limits them. I think the fact that like Love is Blind, which is another one that's unbelievable, where people are put into a room, they have to meet each other through a wall, and they have no idea what they look like, they only know what they sound like, and at the end they end up meeting together and they try to make this relationship work and eventually turn into a marriage, and then people can say yes or no at the altar, and there's a lot of no's, and it's so awkward. And as somebody who grew up seeing marriage as this big, like this thing that we have to do, this is attainable, this is this, I feel like there's, it's just so awkward to watch. Like it makes you think like, oh my God, how could they be making this serious decision based on talking through a wall? You know what I mean? Like there's so many levels to it that just make it more interesting than a show like The Bachelor. I would also say maybe something like Too Hot to Handle is in that category, is more recent. I'm trying to think, like, there are so many dating situations. I know that later on I put out a thing asking for DMs, people's suggestions to talk about different reality TV shows and their favorite moments. And a lot of good moments have come out of these like messy dating shows. So we'll get to those in a little bit. The next type of reality show is the unusual family reality, which of course is something along the lines of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Everybody wants to watch a strange family just go about their life. I think that it's so bingeable. It's so, I don't know, it captures you. It's something about it where it's like, it's an escape from your own life and you get to judge other people on how they live their lives freely. And a lot of the times these people who sign up for reality TV, they sign their life away and they are committed to kind of revealing all of these uncomfortable pieces of their life. The fights, the crying, if they have money troubles, if they have legal troubles, people are getting arrested on TV and the arrests are real. Like, these things are actually happening. And that's what I think is just, it's exciting for us to see. Like, we all want to watch this kind of shit. We all want to see what's going on. I know the Kardashians themselves, they obviously had a huge stint on E! for years, and now they have moved to Hulu, which, the first episode was incredible. Watch the first episode. Unbelievable. Can't wait for the next episodes. I think that it's going to look a lot different now that they're on Hulu. Again, I think it has to do with the streaming service thing. They can curse, they can be a little more risque with their content. They don't really have to worry about, some kid flipping the channels and accidentally seeing Kim Kardashian telling everybody to go fuck themselves. Like, that's not a risk when it's on some kind of streaming platform. And so I think that is going to get a lot more interesting. But I know that there was another reality show with like the Hogan family was crazy. There was also a reality show with the Eastwood family, like Scott Eastwood's whole family was on there. That was bizarre. And I just feel like there's always some kind of family out there who wants to be on camera and who wants to have their lives exposed. And whether that ends up being a good decision for them or not, it remains to be seen in most cases. Let's see. We also have the gaming reality, which is like Survivor, Amazing Race, like those. What's that, Gio? What's that show that's like? Oh, American Ninja Warrior, right? I think is the show that's like they go through all the obstacles and shit.
Consider that reality TV though?
Well, that's what I wouldn't. I would have thought of it as like a game show, but now there's gaming reality is like one of these reality show categories. They are real people doing real things for real money, so I guess it does technically fall.
And they do like kind of tie in like a backstory to all the people.
Totally, yeah. And Survivor, I would say, Survivor for sure is a reality show. Like,
Survivor is the best reality TV show, I think.
Yeah.
I saw this whole entire, I think it was either a Twitter thread or TikTok about how Survivor is the best reality TV show, and I was like, that is so true, because it is like the most raw way to watch humans interact. No phones, no internet, they have no idea what's going on. They're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. It's
just like, I feel like that's the most reality.
I tend to agree completely because these people can't really fake it. They have to survive. They have to do what they're doing. They don't have any help. Like you said, they're kind of isolated. It's a whole separate thing. I am ashamed of myself because I am not caught up on Survivor. Everybody on earth is always like, watch Survivor, watch Survivor. I watched it when it was on TV. It's still on TV, but I watched it early days when it was on TV when I was little with my family, whatever. And then I just kind of fell off. I think I started getting more into the dating reality type shows like The Bachelor and whatever. I just kind of fell off Survivor, and I regret it. I have to get back into it. I think all the seasons are on Netflix or something now, so I feel like one of these days I just got to blow through them because I think that that what they do in such a short amount of time and where they go and how they're expected to act and the strength mentally and physically it takes to do something like Survivor is unbelievable. It's like it's unrivaled.
And the way that they have like a hierarchy form.
Yeah.
And it's like all these people like pick up different tasks.
Yes.
One person low-key becomes the leader.
Right.
It's wild.
It is wild. And I think that, so we did at Barstool, talking about reality TV, we've done a couple of reality TV shows here. We've done Barstool vs. America, one season of that already, and that I was on, and I'll be on the second season. I also was able to be on the Surviving Barstool, which was kind of a Survivor spoof where we had to live in the office for a week and kind of like fend for ourselves, figure it out. Same thing. We had people voting people off. There was inter-office turmoil. We had to work at the same time. So like the clock was never off. We were always wheeling and dealing and scheming, even when like we weren't doing challenges or we weren't doing things for Surviving Barstool. And it was wild. And I think that obviously Real Survivor is unbelievable, especially with the with all of the tasks that they have to do there. The physical stuff is just unbelievable. But let's hit a break real quick, and then I'll come back and get rid of the rest of the reality TVs. Unfortunately, we're not taking live callers with you guys. I'm not even going to give you the number, but we are taking live callers in real time. So hopefully we'll have a couple people calling in. It's around lunchtime. Maybe they got a break. Until we do that, while we're waiting on that, see if anybody calls, I want to talk about the last section of reality TV that is called the culture fusion reality, which I think is, and they say that's like Big Brother or Real World, I guess, where people are like forced in an uncomfortable situation with a group of people that they wouldn't necessarily be in a group with, maybe different kinds of people. I gotta tell you, Gia. Oh, never mind. We're good. I think that those kind of shows are interesting. To me, they're a little harder to get into. Like Big Brother, I know people love. People live and die for Big Brother. It's like I would say I know it's not the oldest reality TV show, but it's been around for a million fucking years, Big Brother. Same with Real World, same situations. I would say that none of those really have that dating aspect. I'm pretty sure they all just like have to live together. They have to like form alliances and like either do challenges or be confronted with situations that would potentially get them kicked out of the house or the situation that they're in. And I would say that's not really my favorite shit. That's not my favorite. I think I have, what do I have for a link here for this, Gia?
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, is that from?
Yes.
Yes, that's fine. I was like, damn, did I make a link for that? No,
I
didn't.
I actually just realized that at the same time.
That's fine.
I guess I kept the parts from last episode.
No, I'm seeing that.
There.
You know why I know that? It's because I looked up at Dating Reality and I kept reading. It says Trojan area pick. That's from Spring Break. All right, cool. No, that's fine. So yeah, so culture fusion reality. I think that's an interesting way to describe it. But it is funny to see that there are already these different pillars of reality TV that all these shows can fall under, because I mean it's outrageous. I guess Jersey Shore also kind of falls into culture fusion, which I fucking love Jersey Shore. So that's I guess I do like it because I really love that show. I also want to talk about my own favorite moments of reality TV. The first one, forever and ever, being Kim Kardashian losing her diamond earring in the ocean and her sister Kourtney yelling at her as she cries in the ocean trying to look for it, saying, Kim, there are people that are dying. And to not be worrying about your diamond earring in the ocean. But Jesus Christ, imagine losing an actual real diamond in the ocean. Like, there's just no way you find that. Never in a million years do you find that earring. I don't know why Kim would ever wear diamond earrings in the ocean to begin with. Everybody knows that if you're wearing jewelry in the ocean, it's got to be cheap. The waves sneak up on you. Even if there aren't any waves, if you're jumping around, you're doing whatever, you're going to lose your jewelry. So I don't know why the fuck Kim would do that. Easily my favorite moment of all time. Second, a very close second, would be the moment from the Real Housewives of New Jersey where Teresa Giudice flips the table at a christening. She gets in a fight with Danielle Staub, who is another reality star. She just is like fantastic on these housewife shows. She's so crazy. I interviewed her once on my old podcast, and it was an awesome conversation. Like, she's so good for this situation. She's so good for the housewives. She's so good for stirring up drama, and she's always kind of talking like you're, I don't know, like in riddles almost. Like, she's always talking as if she's giving her own housewives tagline over and over again. Like, nothing she says is like direct really when she's doing these kind of interviews. And it feels like it has a little bit of snark to it, and all of it maybe like a passive aggressive jab, which I fucking love. She's just so good at it. It's fantastic. And then I would say the last one on my list is Colton jumping the fence on The Bachelor. Not because the fence jump itself was any good. I mean, it was stupid. He just jumped over a fence to get out of producer's path. They were trying to film him. He had just been caught in a sad moment or a frustrating moment for himself, and he decided to jump a fence to get away from everybody. And the thing about this fence jump is that from episode 1, they were pushing this fence jump. Every single preview for next week included this jump. And we waited for it, I think, until the second to last episode. Like, it was just an entire season where every single week we were told that this jump was happening. And when it finally came, we jumped and cheered as if it was like a championship game of some sort. Like, we were losing our fucking minds over finally watching Colton's dumbass jump over this fucking fence. And it has solidified itself as a top 3 favorite for me. So, I mean, that's just how it goes. What a time. What a time. Gia, did you see that when it was on? Were you into The Bachelor at that time?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember that. I mean, that's just so typical Bachelor. Like, they always pick one moment and just hype it up, like, till the end of the season. I'm trying to remember what Clayton's was.
Clayton's was the "I'm so broken."
Oh, yes. Yes.
Every single week it was "I'm so broken."
I can't imagine, like, watching that. I mean, I wonder if he watched his own episodes. If I was The Bachelor, I definitely would not.
Me neither.
But watching yourself over and over again saying, "I'm so broken."
It's just so embarrassing, right? And that's the thing too that's great about reality TV is that they'll pick a moment like that. Like, they probably got that moment out of him. Like, he wasn't really a crier. He wasn't really like a guy. Clayton was the most recent Bachelor on The Bachelor. And he is just like this big guy. He looks like a football player. Like, he's just huge, tall, like, big guy. And the entire season, they just played this one clip of him in some future testimonial where he was dealing with heartbreak and whatever. And it was just like, "I'm so broken." And it was him, like, crying in his chair. And the same thing is every single week we got the preview of this. We had no idea when it was coming. It was unbelievable, out of control. I can't believe that we even dealt with it at all. So once it came out, I mean, it was pretty, I would say it was lackluster. I would say that there were other moments where maybe he could have felt more broken than he did at that moment. I think that he was just a weird guy. So that came about and it was whatever. But Gia, let's start sifting through our DMs. I had people, I put up a questions thing on my Instagram asking people to give me their favorite reality TV moments. And luckily, there were a few that I don't really know what's happening, but I recognize them as big moments. But most of them I knew because I didn't realize it, but I really just live and breathe reality TV, I guess. It was crazy how many of these I knew, like, just being like, "Oh yeah, that moment," and it's nuts. So let's see what we've got. We've got a lot of them up, so we'll just kind of go through those and chit chat about them. Abby Lee leaving the competition on her wheelchair and getting ice cream. So this, of course, is Abby Lee Miller, who is from Dance Moms. She is the coach of all the kids. Dance Moms famously producing JoJo Siwa, who we love.
And Maddie Ziegler.
Yeah. Who's fantastic. And Maddie Ziegler has been in, like, Sia's music videos. She's been in a few movies at this point. JoJo Siwa is obviously, like, on another stratosphere, famous when it comes to young kids. She's got all those, like, lines in Walmart of her hair scrunchies. Like, kids are fucking obsessed with JoJo Siwa. Like, I don't know. And her voice is crazy. Like, she's just, like, a nut, you know? And so is Maddie Ziegler. Like, she's a monster. She's all over the place. They're both really good dancers still. They're both performers. So they are, like, the stars of Dance Moms, like, you know, in present day. But Dance Moms was such an insane fucking show.
Oh my God.
I can't even believe, like, that these parents agreed to be on the show, honestly.
Abby Lee is a menace.
Was
a menace to society.
Absolutely.
Literally. Like, the way that she would verbally abuse those poor girls.
These little kids. How old were these girls? Like 8, 9? Like, children.
Literally,
straight
like
up
6
children.
years old.
Yes.
And I remember watching I forget which episode it was, but she was, like, just going in at JoJo for no reason at all, and she starts to cry, and Abby Lee Miller's like, "Why are you crying?" And JoJo just goes, "Because you're screaming at me."
I know, because you're fucking yelling at me nonstop.
I mean, so sad.
It's insane. And again, I don't understand how those moms, like, let it happen. But I guess if you're, like, on TV dancing, that is one way to become famous while dancing. Like, I guess if you're a really good dancer and you grow up dancing and you get to do these competitions, obviously, and win awards and whatever, but if you want fame and shit, like, this is the ticket. So all these moms have their kids on there, and my favorite part of the show, obviously, is, like, the pyramid. At the end of every episode, or at the end of every performance, they would come out of it, and Abby Lee would put up this pyramid of girls and rank them based on performance. So, like, you know, Maddie Lee, or it was always Maddie at the top, right?
Always Maddie.
Always
at the top.
Maddie at the top.
Always.
She's like the best one.
Yep.
Always Maddie at the top. But then the bottom row, she'd like rip off the paper, and it'd be like JoJo, and she'd be like, your performance was weak. I saw you not even care about it. Hated her. It was so fucked up. Like, it was, and JoJo was good. Like, it's not like she was bad at what she did.
And look at where she is now.
I know. I think it was a lot to do with like her attitude or something, but she didn't really have attitude towards Abby Lee. I think that she just was like, she would get frustrated like a kid, and Abby Lee would be like, fuck you, basically. And it was so insane. And this exact moment here is, I believe Abby Lee Miller was like leaving the competition in frustration and was like, fuck this. And she would ride around on like a Jazzy, and she just like drove herself to get ice cream. It was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. What do we have next? Let's see. The Laguna Beach Cabo episode, Stephen C. would be so canceled if that aired today. That is so fucking true. And I think that, I can't believe that he like wasn't canceled in retrospect. People still fucking love Stephen, which is wild to me. But Laguna Beach, I believe season 1, they were all taking a trip to Cabo from Laguna Beach, so not very far. And there was one point where Chris and Cavallari and Stephen were obviously dating. They, I think, were broken up at the time that they were in Cabo, or there was some fight they were having. Something was going on. And Kristen got up on a bar table and was like dancing or whatever. And it turned out that like she had this tiny skirt on, whatever, and Stephen was drunk over on the side, screaming at her, keep dancing on the bar, slut. It was just unbelievable behavior to like be on TV. It's the same shit that would happen, like, you know, if you're in a fight with your boyfriend and he's pissed off, you're acting crazy, whatever. Like, it was insane that we got to see that on TV. It was insane that we just all let that happen. We all still love Stephen after that. Like, it was nuts. But keep dancing on the bar, slut, is one of my favorite lines of reality TV history. I almost like wish I had that on a t-shirt. Like, I would love that to be on a t-shirt. It's unbelievable. But let's hit a break real quick. When we come back, we got a call waiting, and we'll keep going through these DMs. And welcome back yet again to On the Other Line. We have a caller here, a familiar face. Let's see. Jillian from Long Island, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you, Kelly?
Hi, girlfriend. How are you? I'm so happy to see your name. As always, you're coming through for me. What's going on?
Not much. Enjoying my break from work, which is always amazing.
Oh, I'm sure. I was hoping that we would catch some people on breaks today, so that's fantastic. I love to hear that. Well-deserved, I'm sure, as well. Absolutely. What do you want to talk about today, reality TV?
Yeah, so I called in about, like, competition, like, reality TV shows. They're just so addicting, and I love watching them.
They really are. They get your blood pumping, I think, is what it is. Like it's like your own adrenaline rush is coming just watching other people, because you don't know what's going to happen. You're almost rooting for them. But you can't even imagine how they're going to get it done. It seems like in competitive reality TV shows, it always kind of works out great for the camera. Like, it always ends up being this moment, and that might have to do a little bit with editing, but it always ends up being this, you know, this big moment all the time.
I know. I love, one of my favorites is Big Brother. I don't know if you watch it.
Yeah, no, I fell off Big Brother, but it's a crazy show.
I love it because it's so cool, because, I mean, these people are being filmed 24 hours of their day, and, like, if you're a crazy stalker fan, you can watch their live shows. I don't do that, but
completely.
It's like throwing that many people into your house. It's kind of like, all right, let's battle it out for $500,000. It's like a crazy concept, I feel. Like, it's these random people, and it's like, figure it out on your own, like that, like Survivor, Amazing Race. They're all like insane shows. I'm like, I could not imagine ever doing that.
I know, that's insane. If you had to do one of those competition shows, what would be the one that you would have the most confidence in yourself?
I would love to go on Big Brother. It's like, if I ever was able to do it, my mom and I were always like, we'll go on together. Like, people won't know we're related. We'll have to have this whole like strategy to like get through the show.
Of course.
But that's what I would love to do. Big Brother. It's just like such a fun show, I feel like, and it's like all competition and strategy, and it's like such a different kind of game show in a sense.
Completely. What kind of, so do they do like really physical stuff? I haven't literally watched in years. Do they do like hard shit on Big Brother? Like, what are some of the competitions look like?
So some of them are like physical things. So it's kind of they make them like stand on like a little like platform, and whoever can stand on it the longest, when they get like sprayed with water and this and that. And there's like a lot of like mental things, and you have to like memorize everything in the game. So it's like, who can like outplay everyone else
Yeah.
In a sense.
Wow. Oh my
and they
God.
just had like they did like Celebrity Big Brother
yes.
a couple months ago.
That I've been hearing about.
And it was actually like very interesting this year with like the group of people that they threw together. I was very surprised how they meshed. And what's his name was on it, and he was who was one of the Kardashians?
Oh, Lamar Odom was on it. Yeah, I know.
And he was going off like every episode. There was something that was said.
That's unbelievable. I feel like, I kind of was tuned a little bit into the Celebrity Big Brother thing because of Lamar Odom being on it. And also, I think Shanna Moakler was on it too, right? Travis Barker's ex-wife or whatever. Yeah, like that to me is interesting. Like I like stuff where I'm seeing celebrities do things. I feel like the only other thing where we get to see celebrities doing like quote unquote reality stuff that isn't just about their like living situation is like Dr. Drew. Like Dr. Drew comes in and like is helps them through like whatever the fuck they're going through, whether it's like drugs or life or depression, whatever it is. I always think that the celebrity aspect brings a whole new aspect to the game. I feel like it makes it harder probably.
Yeah, because it's like crazy seeing just like ordinary people, so to say, doing these shows. But then like when you throw celebrities too, it's like, oh, can these like rich ass people like do these things that like they're not used to, like thrown away from like their reality, so to say.
Completely. It's truly nuts. It's truly out of control. So you think that with your mom, you guys could do Big Brother. What would be the first thing you do? Like, would you go in being really nice and being friendly with everybody? Or would you go in like, listen, we're not here to fuck around. Like, we are winning this shit and we're letting everybody know?
I feel like you have to go in kind of like, you don't want to come off that you're a strong competitor, I feel, because then people are going to like knock you out early, which is like, you get like that gets like seen on like any of those shows that like it's like a competition. It's like you want to like play under the radar and then last minute pull out all of your tricks.
100%. Yeah, you can never let them see you sweat. I feel like that's the vibe. You can't let them see you sweat. Can't give away too much about yourself. That's that kind of mentality I got to keep going on right now, Jillian. I'm nervous. I'm nervous going into my next season of Barstool Sports America. I don't even know what my strategy is yet. I feel like, what do you think I should do? Right, do you have any advice for me?
You leave soon for that. Right?
Yes.
Pre-recording?
Yeah, that's why we're pre-recording. So I leave in a couple days. Yeah. Which is, so it's going to be something. It's going to be something. But do you have any tips for me? What do you think I should do? Think I should be nice to everybody?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you want to play like a hard game with it.
That's true.
Because I watched the last season of it, and I was like, oh, come on, Kelly. Like some things. I mean, because it's, I don't know. You got to. I mean, because you know all these people too that you're going on.
True, it's hard. It is. It's so much harder to be like fucked up towards people when you have to look at them every day at work. Like it's a little. It's like I would love to just go off and screw everybody over somehow, or just like motherfuck the whole place. But it's hard. It's hard to do that when it's like I got to sit next to like Nick Turini, and I'm share a desk with KB. They're both going to be on the trip with me, and it's like I can't really. They're going to kick me out of the desk. I have to keep my place of my seat at work. So it's tough, but thank you so much for calling.
You kind of just gotta go hard from the start. That's my suggestion for you. This is kind of like your little taste of reality competition TV doing that.
100%. I think you're right. I think I'm gonna go into it balls to the walls, and I'm not here to make friends. That's gonna be my line.
I'll be rooting for you, Kelly.
Thank you so much, Jillian, and thank you for calling it. I appreciate it. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you later.
Enjoy. See ya.
Oh my goodness. Jillian, she's always here for me. It looks like we have somebody else on hold. Gia, can we throw up another DM in the meantime and chit chat about that? All right, the Kim Kourtney fight. Ooh, this one was good. This one was, I don't know what season of the Kardashians, but it was when, I really don't even know what they were fighting about. Something stupid.
Was it
the year?
I literally just had it on the tip of my tongue. They were fighting about how like Kourtney like doesn't want to do anything.
Was that the fight? The you're the least interesting to look at. That's way later.
When they were doing like the Christmas card.
Yes. Yeah. So something happened that they were fighting. Probably they always are arguing about how Kim feels like she works more than Kourtney, so they're always arguing about something like that. But their fight, and this is a situation too where it's like this is your real life, and these are sisters fighting. And I'm always saying like I don't have a sister, I only have a brother, so I don't know what that dynamic is like with sisters, but from everybody that I know that has sisters, they say that you just like, you fight to the fucking death, that like the meanest people in your life when you have sisters is your sister. Like, yes, they'll kill for you. Yes, they're like, you love them, they're your sister. They will like lay in the street and die for you if they need to, but they'll also make you feel like garbage. And I feel like the Kardashian sisters are a great example of this. And their fight, whatever it really was, ended up being Kim just like bashing Kourtney with her purse. She was just like beating the shit out of her. And I feel like that isn't the first time that Kim is like physical with her sisters. Like they all just are like beating the shit out of each other all the time. And it's just a little insane. I don't know. I think that, I don't know if I would like having a sister for that reason. Like I feel like I would be the meaner sister and I'd end up feeling guilty.
I don't think I've ever, like, me and Francesca have ever fought like that.
I could never imagine fighting like that. Like
also,
I have a lot of friends that fight.
I'm a lot bigger than her, so I could easily like.
You could beat her ass.
She was probably a little scared, but I feel like we've never like put hands on each other ever.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine doing that. Like
and
I feel like
they beat the shit out of each other.
It's nuts. It's really nuts. And I always feel like I would never be able to beat the shit out of anybody. And if my sibling like ended up being bigger than me, or I thought that they could beat the shit out of me, I would just like be a meek mouse all the time. Like I would not want. I feel like it's harder to get out of a shadow of a sister than it is a brother. Because it's like, oh, we both are shining. We're both wonderful. We're not really compared as much as sisters are, which is so insane. We have another caller calling in. We got Brad from Michigan, another frequent caller. Brad, what's going on?
What's going on, Kelly?
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, no problem. The challenge to me is the greatest reality show that there's ever been.
I am also disappointed to say, and I'm disappointed to even tell you, The Challenge is one of those shows that I never got into it, and now I feel like I'm too far behind. Everybody tells me to keep watching it. I know all the characters. I know the important people. I know like Johnny Bananas and CT, and like I know the main people, but everybody says how amazing it is. What's your like favorite moment from it?
The Bananas backpack, which I'm sure you've seen.
We did. I got a ton of DMs about the Bananas backpack. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was just great because he's such a cocky son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So to watch him get thrown on CT and then just peak CT, just walking with him.
Yep.
It's incredible.
That's tough. Why did he have to do that? Like what was he hurt or something?
No, it was just a challenge of who could keep CT down the longest, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he was the first one up, so obviously CT was fresh, and it was just, done and over with.
Damn, that is tough. That's embarrassing. That's emasculating. I know that from what I know about Johnny Bananas, I know that I'm sure he was not fucking happy about that situation.
Oh, he couldn't have been. And it's funny because you watch Bananas from start to now, of just how much he's changed. And that was kind of like the fun part with the challenge because you got the him and Wes used to hate each other, and then they become friends. But over, I think it's been like 35 seasons.
I know, an unbelievable amount of seasons. And right, like you're saying, when they bring back people and they have familiar faces or whatever, it's hard to like use the same strategies you've used in the past because now these people know you. You know what I mean? Like they get to know you, they get to know your strengths and weaknesses, and they prey off it. Yeah, totally. And it makes it hard.
See, with that, the peak was like probably around season 10 to about 30. There was kind of a peak in there.
Yeah.
And then this kind of goes all around with reality TV. As soon as they started bringing influencers onto the show, it kind of tanked.
That's always the situation. It's like they want to pull in people that are familiar online that maybe will bring in their following. But some of those people are, especially influencers, like they're not necessarily made for reality TV. Like what I think about a lot about influencers that are great online, especially TikTok, is that they're great on their own. Like they do these things alone in their house, or they do the editing themselves. They make themselves look good and they're alone in doing it, or whether or not they have like one or two people helping them with editing or whatever. But when you are on like a full reality TV set with all these people and they turn the lights on and they're like perform, that's what you're gonna get. It's the editing's out of their hands and it doesn't always translate. Yeah, I wish that they would stop doing that. Like I wish they would stop bringing in influencers, like to all reality TV shows. Like I think that it just doesn't. I feel like they should go through a different kind of screening than the regular person. I think that they shouldn't be allowed on for just having followers. And then
the last thing on the challenge, you saw when Johnny left Sarah. for nothing.
Oh, is that the money situation? He like stole money or something? Yeah.
$250,000 to split, or he could take it all himself, and he took it all himself.
Damn it, that's villain shit. That is crazy.
What would you do in that situation?
Oh my God. I mean, I guess it depends.
You got to remember, it's somebody you don't like. So I don't know who at Barstool you don't like.
Someone you hate. Okay, so I'll think about someone I hate.
Let's say Kevin. Say you and KFC.
Me and Kevin, fuck. That would be so hard. In the moment, it would be depending on how much I'm hurting for the money. If I really need all that money and I can't deal with just half of it, then I would keep it for myself. I think if it was Kevin, who I am close with and friends with, and I think he would kill me. Like, I think he would just murder me if I didn't split the money, but it would be so good if I didn't give it to him. People would love if I didn't give it to him. It would be so hard.
A great moment.
I think I'd probably take the money for myself for the reality TV vibe, and maybe I'd throw him a couple bucks under the table later on. I think I gotta go with my reality TV bones. I know that not giving him money would make me look great in that like villain sense, and I think it would shock people. I think people would think that I would have this soft spot and that I would go for it, but I just wouldn't.
For sure.
I think that'd be great. Thank you so much for calling, Brad. I really appreciate it.
Thanks. See ya.
Talk to you later. Oh, fantastic. Those are my two consistent people. They're always calling me no matter the time. They're always calling in, and I appreciate the shit out of them for that. Let's hit one more break, and then we'll come back and get through the rest of these DMs. Back to On the Other Line. We are reaching the end of the show, our last segment, which is normally voicemails. Again, we didn't have time to pull you guys for voicemails, so we're continuing to go through these reality TV DMs, all of your favorite moments. We're going to shuffle through as many as we can. We've got a lot. There were so many people who wanted to talk about different moments. So, Gia, let's just cue them up. We'll go through whatever. Let's see. Anything from season 5 of Love Island UK. Season 5 of Love Island UK.
The best
season.
Ever.
The fucking
ever.
best.
Yes.
I am obsessed with it. I've watched it a couple of times. Like, it is just so good. I can't even really remember like one specific moment that stuck out to me. I think just that's Mara, right?
Mara.
That's what
I was about to say. Yep. Either Mara coupling up with
Curtis. Yep, which was fucking nuts over Amy, right?
Yes.
Amy was the other girl. Amy was so sweet with Curtis too. Like I think
Curtis
that
was a bad guy.
He was a bad guy, but we did not know he was a bad guy until Mara came into the picture. Like I was fully on his side.
Yeah.
I thought he was the nicest guy. He was a dancer, like a professional dancer, like ballroom dancer basically.
Yeah,
so he was always kind of whipping that out, and I was like, look at this smooth operator, like hanging out here,
and
doing
he was
his
like
best.
Tall and like goofy.
Yeah,
and
he
then
was
all
cute.
of a sudden he just turned evil.
Just a real bag of dicks.
Yeah.
What an asshole he ended up being. And he and Mara stayed together for a little bit after that ended, which sorry, spoiler, I guess, if you haven't watched it. But no, it's worth watching. It doesn't matter, the spoiler. But they like broke up pretty quickly. Like they made this big fucking deal about how they were destined to be together. But Mara came in and she was just incredible television. Like
she was the best character, hands down.
She really was. She was such a villain. She came in and Curtis was with Amy at the time. And the whole point of Love Island is to couple up, you go to Casa Amor, maybe you find new people to bring into the house or whatever. And she had her eyes on Curtis and she just bullied Amy out of the whole place. Like it was nuts. I've never seen someone just like rock that villain shit so well. I would say a comparison to that, her behavior there was Courtney Stodden on Ben Flajnik's season of The Bachelor. He was the guy who like owned the vineyard, whatever. And she just like wanted to win. And so she had sex with him immediately. And then she ended up winning. Like that's like maybe one of the only times it's ever been done on The Bachelor. Usually they keep the sex stuff to a minimum. It's like, you know, it's a family show. But I think that girls who just come in and they're like, I want this guy, this is what I'm doing to get it, and I'm going to get it, and then they end up getting it. I'm like, all right, girl, power to you. Like, and it's fucking
also,
crazy.
Molly May and
Tommy Fury.
When he comes back from Casa Amor and he has the elephant.
Oh, it's the sweetest thing. And they're still together, Tommy and Molly May.
That's why I love Love Island.
Me too.
Because they actually do like end up falling in love with each other.
Yeah, it seems, right? It's so real. It's so legitimate. And Molly May and Tommy Fury are fantastic. I always love, Tommy Fury is like the boxer, and his older brother, Tyson Fury, had that big fight a couple years ago. I think that their lives are probably the most glamorous. Like Molly May was this crazy influencer already. She had like 1 billion followers. So did he. They're just living this lavish life. She's always got name brand stuff running around the UK. So good for them. Good for them. Let's see what's next. Your man made out with my friend, Lala Ken. So Lala, I can't even remember exactly. She was yelling at
Brittany, maybe, about Jax, I think is what that was all about, or maybe one of the Toms. I'm not sure, but she's yelling at, "Your man made out with my friend," and she just like screams it because they're just not believing her, and she's trying to keep the peace. I fucking love Lala. I know that people are always like, some people are on the fence about her. She's a little polarizing because she's very blunt, and she's very secure in what she's saying, and I love that. She's like always right, I feel. Like I feel like there are fewer moments where Lala is like spewing bullshit than there are of her like speaking truth, and sometimes people just don't want to hear it. So I love Lala, and I loved that "your man made out with my friend." When that happened, I think my friends and I said that to each other like 1,000 times, like a day. We just couldn't stop. So let's see what's next. Pilot Pete's mom. Oh, Barb. Big shout out to Barb. Barb might have been best TV mom in history. Pilot Pete was a Bachelor, and he was also an asshole. He was on Hannah Brown's season originally, and then he became the Bachelor himself. He just screwed over a bunch of girls. He kept flip-flopping on who he wanted to choose. He kind of wanted to choose Maddie, but Maddie wouldn't have sex with him, so he ended up like just playing around with all these other girls. But Barb, his mother, was so opinionated and so involved to the point where at the finale, the live finale, she was in the audience, like giving the stink eye from the audience. It was just unbelievable.
She was insane.
She will go down in Bachelor history. Yes. I've never seen a family member on The Bachelor like get so involved in the situation, and she was fucking involved.
I wonder
she was crazy.
Like if he has I doubt it, but I wonder if he has like problems like getting a serious girlfriend like with Barb.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, she just like controls his life. Like she was basically picking who he should choose. She was in his ear. Like it was hard to watch because it's like, damn, Pete, like you just really, you just do what your mom says. It's just kind of nuts. So she was crazy. Let's see what we got. We were all rooting for you, America's Next Top Model. Another one, maybe one of my favorite lines of all time, Tyra Banks, of course. America's Next Top Model is a show that if you haven't watched any of it at this point in your life, you need to drop everything you're doing right now and watch America's Next Top Model. Tyra Banks is just full of drama. It's all about these girls, they're competing with modeling shoots, and it's unbelievable TV. But there was one point where this girl was doing a shoot, and I think she like broke the rules or she fucked up or something. I can't exactly remember what happened because it was so long ago, but Tyra, every once in a while would just get real uppity behind the judge's booth, and she would like get really, really passionate about these girls and just feel like, she was personally invested in their futures. And this girl like crossed her in some way. And Tyra Banks, I've never seen someone get so mad on TV screaming, "We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you." Just like losing her mind. And you see that meme everywhere. That's just, it's iconic. It's
Tyra
iconic.
Banks was another menace to society as
Menace
well.
to society. She is another level.
She would shave like girls' hair,
yes,
and then like kick them off the next episode.
It was unbelievable. The makeover episode at the beginning was my favorite thing.
That was always the best.
It was the best episode.
Definitely.
Like they would all walk in and they would as their model selves, whatever, and Tyra would be like, "Okay, our beauty people are going to take over, and we're going to give you the look that we think will work best for you as models." And half the girl, like there was always one or two girls who would like get their heads shaved off, basically, like super. They would come in with like waist length curls, like beautiful tendrils, and then they would get chopped off and bleach blonde. And it was
they need to make
nuts.
A documentary deep diving into what it was like to be on America's Next Top Model, because I just feel like it was absolute insanity.
It really was. And a lot of models did come out of it. I can't think of like a specific model right now, but people did get contracts. It was always had to do something with CoverGirl. So they would always end up being like a CoverGirl model for that year or whatever, but it was just unbelievable TV and just like cattiness and a lot of like judgment based on looks, which everybody knows is tough to put on TV now. So it was just a really, really unbelievable show. My dad and I used to watch it. All right, what's the next? Jason breaking up with Melissa and then choosing Molly on live television. This one was another Bachelor one, another unbelievable one. I can't believe that this man got away with this. Jason Mesnick, he like chose one girl and then at the finale chose another, proposed to her. Now they are still together, like happily married, living together forever. And every other Bachelor thus far in like the age of social media has gotten so much shit when they do something like this. Jason Mesnick just slipped right under the radar there. Like nobody really talks about it. Nobody really gives him shit. I think that's fucking nuts. So I don't even know what to do about that. Can we squeeze one more, Gia? Or what do you think?
Yes, let me just pull one more up.
I'll throw it in there. There were so many submissions. Thank you guys for submitting these. And I know that we're missing a lot of key moments, but maybe we'll do a second episode. Danielle bringing bodyguards to meet Caroline. Same thing with New Jersey. Danielle Staub. She's excellent for TV. Caroline Manzo, terrifying. No wonder that she needed to bring a bodyguard. I stand with Danielle on that one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. I will see you next week on The Other Line.